Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Commander review for Magic the Gathering. We have another short video today because this is a very simple Commander. However, unlike the Kami of the Crescent Moon, this one is not Group Hug at all. This one is Group Slug, and it is extremely oppressive. This is Kataki War's Wage from the Saviors of Kamigawa set. It is a legendary spirit. It's a 2/1 with a mana value of 2, 1 generic and 1 white. Like the Kami of the Crescent Moon, which I just barely talked about, which is why I'm comparing the two. This also has a triggered ability, except it's extremely oppressive. All artifacts have, technically I guess this is a static ability, that gives all artifacts a triggered ability. Just to make that clear, this is a static ability that gives all artifacts this triggered ability. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this artifact unless you pay 1. Absolutely brutal of a card, considering the fact that the treasure archetype is so popular and prevalent in Commander. Treasures are all over the place, and in our newest release of the Lander tokens from our Eternities set from Magic the Gathering, our little Space Voyager set, Lander tokens just came out, which are ways to ramp lands into the battlefield. Those are also now going to have a tax of 1 mana to keep them on the battlefield. So this is a terribly oppressive card for not just you, but everyone at the table, especially if they are an artifact synergistic deck like Treasures, because Treasures, again, are all over the place. No card relinks for this Commander, very straightforward. Just be ready, because it's very oppressive. However, we can take advantage of this by casting spells that return cards back to the battlefield. So Second Sunrise, each player returns to play all artifact, creature, enchantment, and land cards that were put into his or her graveyard from play this turn. Bear in mind, this does affect everyone, but there are several cards like this that you can use that can return your own stuff back to the battlefield. And one of the ways that we can build with this deck, a popular way we can build with this deck on EDH Rec, is a Stax deck. Very controlling, very oppressive. Your opponents are not really going to have access to their mana rocks, they're not going to have access to their treasure ramp packages. And then, of course, we're going to throw in all this extra control hate where we're going to fight against tutor decks, we're going to fight against aggressive decks, and then we're even going to be able to play some mono-white control against those pesky combo decks as well. Really, really oppressive stacks. And then, taking advantage of the fact that we might want to return artifacts to play, even though we're causing our opponents to also suffer, we're going to build this Artifactocrats, I like to call it, where it's an Aristocrats deck themed around the artifact card type, where we want our artifacts to go to the graveyard because they have death triggers or they have enter the battlefield triggers. So we use crazy cool artifacts. Mirror Retriever is probably going to be one of the best cards for this archetype, as well as a few others that do a similar ability. And then we have other cards like Faith's Reward, where we want to return as many permanent cards that went to the battlefield in a single turn. So our upkeep happens, we sacrifice a bunch of our artifacts because we don't pay the 1, and then we simply return them to the battlefield with something like Faith's Reward and get tons of value from all of our artifacts entering or leaving the battlefield, which is really cool. And that's going to do it for Kataki War's Wage. Very popular card because of its oppressive nature and its controlling aspects. So it does have the rank of S, but like I said earlier, this is extremely oppressive. The complete opposite of Kami of the Crescent Moon. So if you want to be oppressive and make people very angry and target you, play this Commander. If you want to be very friendly and group huggy and maybe have a little bit of a couple tricks up your sleeve, play Kami of the Crescent Moon. But this card is very cool, very cheap, and very powerful. So have a lot of fun with it. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything I missed or I did not talk about. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!